Buckle up, you won't find another video that details how hurricanes affect South Carolinians and the state anywhere on YouTube.
Whether you're looking to...
Hey, weather. Pun intended.
Okay. Whether you're looking to move here in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. All of our information is in the description below, so we can help you make a smooth move to Charleston, South Carolina.
Dad jokes. Sorry about that. So let's talk hurricanes and what you can expect from the town and all the people around you. I've grown up in Charleston my entire life and experienced multiple different hurricanes, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about what to expect.
I, on the other hand, I'm not from Charleston. I'm from Italy, if you are wondering.
Viva Italia!
But I've been living here a long time, but I definitely was worried moving to Charleston for the first time and experiences this strange phenomenon of hurricane that I've never had to deal with before.
And that's totally normal. And because you're watching this video, you probably feel the exact same way. What is the risk to living in Charleston? And we're here to tell you that the risk is probably less than you expect, and it's not something that should stop you from actually calling Charleston your next home.
So if you're new in town and you're not quite sure what you can expect during your first hurricane, these are 10 things that you can be sure are gonna happen.
Number 1, you can expect the towns to act quickly, closing everything. Public libraries, parks, schools, and most corporate businesses are going to close well in advance so that all of the population has time to get out of town for the evacuation. This is actually odd because most people are evacuating when it's warm and sunny and beautiful.
Number 2, you can expect the grocery stores and the gas station to be absolutely mobbed. We were just at Costco a few days ago and the line was so long I've never seen it. So people just preparing for the storm, buying all of their stuff that they need to survive.
Number 3, aggressive surfers are going to be out hitting the waves all day long. Whoa! But seriously, surfers will go out in the most dangerous storms. Do not try this. Really, even if you're a professional, I would not try this. Rip currents are extremely dangerous, and doing this is ill-advised.
Number 4, you can actually see kayaks. People literally kayaking down the streets of downtown Charleston. The streets of downtown Charleston really flood even with just normal rain. When there is hurricane or tropical storms, the water is so high that people just take their kayaks and go around their way just to be funny. You'll see a lot of those videos, but again, that's probably not a very smart choice.
Number 5, you can expect to gain 5 pounds from being cooped up in your house and being nervous and eating ice cream. Storms justify a lot of bad decisions, and one of them is ice cream, chips, popcorn, and pizza.
Hurricane snacks.
Hurricane snacks, we do it too.
Number 6, you can expect bridges and road closings and even curfews. The municipalities have the power to install curfews for people where they suggest that you don't leave the house from that certain time at night until the morning for your safety. And if the wind is so high, they're gonna close the bridges because that's very high risk.
This is also for the safety of first responders to stay inside. You can be really tempted to go out and see the weather, but our firefighters and our EMS are on the front lines, and we don't want them to be put in danger. Yeah, thank you for your service, guys. We don't want them to be put in danger, so please do stay inside and watch Netflix. Number 7, you can expect a lot of flooding. Now, flooding around the Charleston area is not all created equal. The peninsula has a lot of issues. You can jump in a kayak over there. Not every area is created equal as far as flooding goes, and most of the time major roadways are really easily traversable, and there's only small pockets where you need to be careful trying to drive a car through because you don't know if the road is still there. You never want to cross a road with water where you can't see the bottom, and especially water that is moving or rushing. Now, if you want to look at homes that are for sale in Charleston that are not in flood zones, we have a custom built map search that's just for you, and we're going to have a link in the description where if you click on that, you can fill out a request and we'll add you to that so that you can be assured that you're not purchasing in a flood zone in Charleston when you move here.
Number 8, if there is a risk of flooding, a lot of people actually go out and fill bags full of sand to put in front of their garages so that to prevent water to come in. The municipalities actually provide you with the bags and tell you where to fill out sand, because remember, it's illegal to just go to the beach and fill out your sandbags on your own. But this is a good way to try and protect your property.
Number 9, loss of power. As you get closer to the ocean, you'll actually notice the tree lines lower. So the tree ceilings will become less because the trees have been hit by stronger winds closer to the coast, and there's more daylight, there's more sky visible. As you get inland, like Somerville, Monk's Corner, Goose Creek, those trees close in on the roadways. And because of that, those trees inland are not as weathered as the trees closer to the coast. So you have kind of something that is unexpected in the trees close to the coast have a lot more strength in them than the ones inland do. Now with that comes some benefits of living closer to the water. A lot of areas, municipalities have buried their power lines as you get close to the ocean, and your power loss is actually less likely the closer you are to the water. Inland, where the power lines are on the street and where the trees are not used to the wind, power loss is much more expected because all a tree needs to do is fall on a power line and you have power loss. So Mount Pleasant and the islands are great places actually to not lose power, surprisingly.
It's very important too, if you're worried about losing power and staying for days potentially without power, then if you're looking for a home, make sure that you have one with a backup generator. Or if you already own a home, maybe it would be a good choice to purchase a whole home generator. What's that called?
Yeah. They're called Generacs, and if you have natural gas to your home, you can purchase one for I think $3,500 to $6,000. The peace of mind when your power goes out and it automatically cuts back on is really nice. Now, if you don't have natural gas, you can get a really powerful generator that stays in your garage. Make sure you never run a generator in your garage because of the fumes. You always want it to be outside. But these are obviously only for catastrophic events where the power is going to be out for a couple days. Most of the time, you're not going to need a generator.
And number 10, lastly, after the storm has passed, you can expect a whole new appreciation for the sun, the outdoors, the trees, the grass, everything that you have not been able to do for the past 4 days, cooped up inside with the kids screaming at you.
Right now, we're actually inside taking shelter from a tropical storm that's hitting outside. We're expecting 18 to 30 inches. This is record rainfall, even for a hurricane. And hopefully we get this video done before the power goes out.
Hopefully, and before the kids wake up. But Paul, tell me and tell our friends, what's the difference between a tropical storm and a hurricane?
That's a great question, Julia. And when it comes to these storms, there's really no bad questions. The only thing you need to be concerned about is safety. Now, let's go through tropical storms. Every storm that is 73 miles an hour or less of sustained wind is considered a tropical storm. Now, once you get past that, 74 to 95 miles an hour is a category 1, 96 to 110 miles an hour is a category 2, 111 miles an hour to 130 miles an hour is a category 3, 131 to 155 miles an hour is a category 4, and 155 or more of sustained wind is considered a category 5. That is lights out, literally, folks.
So Paul, what makes a storm more serious than another?
That's a great question. So most people just say category 5, high winds, it's really dangerous. And while that's true, there's actually 2 other factors that you need to take into consideration. The linear speed of a storm really matters because a slow moving storm at maybe 5 or 6 miles an hour across the land will dump a lot of rain, weakening the roots, and slower wind speeds will take trees down. The other thing to take into consideration is where it lands on the actual continental US. Because hurricanes spin counterclockwise, wherever they impact the coastline of the United States, north of that is the most dangerous zone because it's pulling in all of the rain and all of the storm surge directly off of the Atlantic Ocean. So if you have that mixed with a high tide, it's going to be devastating damage.
Well, so Paul, tell me, historically, has there been any bad hurricanes here in Charleston? What's been the worst?
Did you hear about Hugo?
Well, why are you talking about our neighbor? Is he okay? Did he break up with his girlfriend?
I'm talking about Hurricane Hugo in 1989.
Oh, okay.
Hugo and Sarah are fine.
Oh, thank God.
So Hurricane Hugo hit in 1989 and was a Category 5.
Wait, why are hurricanes named after people? That always boggle me. I'm like, why? Do you know?
Legend has it that naval forecasters couldn't get the attention of the officials to take the storm seriously that they saw bearing down on America. So they decided to name the storms after their past girlfriends. The officials' past girlfriends to get their attention.
That's hilarious.
And the tradition stuck. And to this day, we have named storms so that the general public can track them easier and have easier conversations. And it actually adds to the safety.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you, ex-girlfriends.
So tell me about this Hugo. Sorry, we got a little sidetracked. What about Hugo?
Yes. Hurricane Hugo hit in 1989 and was the worst named storm to hit the eastern shore of the United States in history at that point. It was a Category 5, and as it came through the Caribbean islands, wind gusts were clocked at 168 miles an hour.
Oh.
Really intense storm. It caused an inflation-adjusted $27 billion of damage in Charleston. And to give you an idea of the seriousness of this storm, 96% of the barrier islands were evacuated as it bared down on Charleston. 75% of residents inland evacuated deeper, going to family and friends that were 30 minutes away and trying to get inland, even though there was significant damage well into 100 miles inland because of the power of Hurricane Hugo. It's pretty amazing to think that everyone actually found a place to go when Airbnb didn't exist. Airbnb has been a lifesaver for people evacuating Florida, Georgia, South Carolina when named storms do come into the area. Because of how dangerous this was with everybody being gone from the peninsula. If anybody was left, it would have been a free-for-all. And because of that very strict order that went out over the radio, nothing was looted.
Wow, that's wild. That definitely would know what's gonna happen today.
No, it would not fly today, but it worked back then. We have Ring doorbells now, so we have security cameras.
Wow, that's actually so scary to hear that like 60 homes on the Owl Palms were flattened by Hugo. If you're out there looking for homes on the Owl Palms and you're considering old or new, it's not a bad idea even to get an old one, because you know that if it was there before Hugo and Hugo didn't take it out, then it's a safe one. Really, when a big hurricane is coming here into town in Charleston, there are two kinds of people that you'll see. The people that go out and prepare and stay home and hold down the fort, and the other people that actually take a forced vacation, what we call a hurricane. We, for example, went to Disney World forced by hurricane, and that was one of the best memories ever. So in doubt, just go have the vacation.
It's true. Use the hurricanes as an excuse like everyone else does locally to get out of town. These are our dangerous snow days, if you will. Hurricanes come in, businesses are going to shut down for 2 to 3 days at least, and you're going to be able to take your family on an impromptu, spontaneous vacation. You're going to be the hero when you tell your kids, hop in the minivan, let's get out of town and evacuate and run to an Airbnb in the North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee mountains. There's actually a third type of person, and that's the person that preps their entire home right before the hurricane, only to decide to evacuate and leave all of their preparation at the house as they run to an Airbnb. And that's actually a smart decision. This typically happens when you have a low Category 3 storm, maybe 112 miles an hour. These storms can be tricky though, because they're coming across the Gulf, which is very hot, the Gulf Stream, and they can intensify at the last minute. So you really don't want to take these chances. It's always better to be safer than sorry. And you don't want to get caught in traffic or try to evacuate too late and they close the bridges, locking you in without going around on back roads all the way out of town. So don't get caught with a Category 3 that could go to a Category 4 or a low Category 4 that could go to a Category 5. It's better to evacuate and be safe. Now, I will say that locals will sometimes stay with Category 1s and Category 2s. That choice is going to be up to you. When things get serious, jump on the bandwagon of what locals are doing and err on the side of safety and go ahead and get out of town. Hopefully this gave you some great insight into what life looks like for locals in Charleston when a hurricane hits. We wanted to put this video together because there's a lot of videos that say get batteries and get water, but really that doesn't tell you what actually happens in Charleston when a hurricane does hit. Tell us, if a Category 2 storm that was 107 miles an hour was bearing down, would you evacuate or would you stay? Put in the comments below, evacuate or stay, and we'll respond back to you.
And remember, we're Paul and Julia with the Paul Smith team. We want to be your realtors when you move to Charleston. So like, subscribe, watch all of our videos, but also give us a call. I want to get to know all of you guys.
And if you want to see the pros and cons of the Isle of Palms, one of our barrier islands, click this link right here and it'll take you to that video. Category 5.
Wait, why are hurricanes named after people? That always boggle me. And I'm like, why? Do you know?
So legend has it that naval meteorologist. Legend has it that naval meteorologists. So legend has it that naval meteorol. Is there another name for them?